Working with some of my students who are brand new to project management gets me thinking about when I was first starting out. One thing I know for sure, I was pretty green when I started managing projects. You may even say I was a little naive. Either way, there's some key things I wish I knew when I started out. I would have made my path a lot smoother. So today, I thought I'd share with you what I wish I knew for any of you thinking about becoming a project manager. Don't say yes to everything. When you're new, it's natural to want to impress your manager, project sponsor, and maybe even the project team by being agreeable and saying yes to everything you're asked to do. Or maybe politically, you may feel like you have to say yes. Don't do it. And don't worry, there are ways to say no that make sense. People are always going to come to you with their urgent and important tasks. What you have to do is prioritize your time, identify whether tasks are urgent or important to the project. Otherwise, you're going to take on items that have negative impact on your project that can bite you in the behind, and you do not want that. So resist the urge to jump when someone comes to you with something that needs to be done right away. Your time needs to be spent on tasks that support the goals and priorities of your project. So instead of reacting by blindly saying yes to everything, be proactive. Ask them to go through a change control form. I have one in my SLAY course. It covers what they're asking for, what are the pros and the cons, and what is the impact of the timeline and resources. Once they fill out the form, you can decide whether to say no or if you should take it up the chain for approval from senior management. What's so powerful about this is it shows your strategic mindset, which is really important to the company. If you want to be a project manager ninja, make sure you get my checklist on the 10 project mistakes setting you up for failure so you can make sure yours doesn't. I'll put the link in the description box below. Emotional intelligence matters a lot. A lot of times when I see new project managers in this, they've just learned some project management theory, but then they don't understand that theory will only get them so far. Soft skills like emotional intelligence are super important for helping you lead your team, manage stress, and build better relationships. The key to developing emotional intelligence is to learn how to recognize and address both your emotions and those of the team. It is an invaluable skill when navigating conflicts or challenges. It also helps with negotiation, with figuring out why a team member isn't performing, and with leading conversations and disagreements in team meetings. Yes, there are a lot of technical elements involved in managing projects, and my SLAY project management course covers them in depth, but soft skills like emotional intelligence are really important as well. I have a video that breaks this down. Type in the YouTube search bar, Adriana Girdler, emotional intelligence. You can't manage a project by email. When I was brand new as a project manager, I thought my job was all about checking up on people by email. Today, I know differently. I know people power projects. And as a project manager, you're in charge of making sure they all know what's going on with your project. That happens through communication, not sending an email and then following up with an email and then another email follow-up where you're looping in their manager to escalate things. That is like, do not do that. You actually need to talk to your team members, even though it can be intimidating. And you need to listen as much as you speak, because not only do you need to tell them things, you need to hear them as well. So you want to keep your conversations clear, documented, and focus on facts rather than opinions. Learning about projects isn't one and done. Project management is a continuous learning journey, and mistakes are actually part of the process. And trust me, I've made a lot of them along the way. Investing in your learning as a PM is key, whether it's taking a project management training course like mine, or seeking feedback from your team and mentors, or documenting what worked and didn't work through an after action review. You can use all of these things to build your confidence and improve your processes. Stay open to new techniques and tools that can streamline your workflow and boost project success. Project documents are not a chore, they're a secret weapon. I wish I understood the power of project documents when I first started. They're the framework that project success rests on, and documentation just isn't paperwork. It's your roadmap to success. When you stay on top of documentation, you are organized and you know what's going on at all times with things. You do not want to recreate the wheel with new documentation on every project either. Document templates save you so much time. That's why I have a lot of them in my course. Documentation allows you to plan your projects effectively, helps you communicate with your team and project stakeholders. It also allows you to get written agreement on project decisions, tracks all the status of your tasks and deliverables. Now, the key is don't overdo documents. Be streamlined and focus on the things that matter the most. Watch this video next. It's a step-by-step video on how to balance theory and practice when you're a new project manager. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you found this video helpful, I'd be so grateful if you give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you at the next video.